blah blah. All right, so we just watched episode 56 and 57 of Boruto. They were able to get through round 1 and round 2 in these episodes. I was really impressed with the pacing there.
Yeah, it was fairly good pacing.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, it's gonna take like 4 episodes to do this because they would love to elaborate on, but no, they did it really concise, and I like what they were able to add in there in addition to like the main movie plot stuff.
Mm-hmm. The way they did it was, here's the rules, there's the challenge.
There you go.
It's over. Round 2. Here's the rules, here's the challenge. Everyone sucks. Let's see how Team 7 goes.
I especially liked episode 56 as far as them developing the characters, because like in the middle of all that stuff, they kept up pretty well with the animation too, especially for the action parts. But as far as just giving a little bit more, I guess, exposure to the new characters, especially from like Hidden Sand, with the guy with the black, Shinky, and it's like black cloth of what you're saying, metal shavings.
I think they're metal shavings.
Yeah. He is pretty much Gaara from Naruto back then, except much more tolerable.
Right? Less of a prick.
Yep.
That guy in the background.
I know, right?
What an interesting day that's going on right now.
These normal ass people have to deal with this every day. I do like 57 more than 56, just as like a preference to just like kind of more. It confronts like Boruto's, I guess, conflicted feelings of using the machine, but also the tool.
The scientific ninja tool.
Yeah. I did like the elaboration on the first exam part, though. It's not just them, like, at the site taking care of a quiz. It was kind of more like a basic, like, okay, what can you do against these traps that you know?
On a 12-mile run.
12-mile run.
In an hour. That's trying to kill you.
The sit rep was the trap, too.
Right?
They're already going. Yeah, I did like the aspect of, like, what the true purpose of that test was, which was not really just a true or false question. It was, like,
your willingness to keep going even if you made the wrong decision.
Whereas like the written exams for Naruto back in the day were just incredibly hard questions that maybe some people would know if they were that studious, but otherwise there's a whole bunch of like samples like within the
it was questions that only a Chunin would know.
Mm-hmm.
And they sprinkled a few Chunins in there.
Right.
Because it was all about getting information. However, you had to gather the correct information.
And Naruto's like, fuck you. And it's like, okay, you pass.
I ain't answering a single goddamn question, you motherfucker.
So sad that like in the second portion, like despite everyone passing the first exam, everyone was like, I mean, it was much more of a confrontation with other ninjas, like within the different villages. So as a result, it came down to tactics for some of them, and for others, it was just, especially for Denki's group, it was fighting pretty much an impossible foe. No! God, that sucks. I mean, I guess they're supposed to lose, actually, because Lee lost.
Here's something that I like about it.
Fuck.
That I've noticed with the pattern with the 2 Chunin exams that we've seen. 3 if you count the
Shippuden special?
Yeah, the Shippuden filler arc, where they did their own Chunin exams in the Sand Village. What I really like about it is that the first test is always a test against yourself. The second one is a test against a foe. Well, your teamwork and synergy. And then the third one is a test of your individual strength and tactic.
Damn, that sounds hard.
I swear, dude, it's metal shavings.
Yeah, it comes down to like how you are, you're defining who you are, and then like how do you work with a group, and then like really reinforcing like how good can you do as that.
More of you need to find your drive in the first one. The second one, how do you manage in a mission? And 3, what if everything goes wrong and you're the last one? If that's like the formula for it, that's actually a really good way of doing it.
Of just testing like these ninjas, especially like getting some really good tuning out there.
Especially since that's kind of how a real life situation to break down. You have to find your resolve to even want to be a ninja. And then you need to know how to perform mission aspects.
As ninjas.
Yeah, and then in the event of emergency, you need to know how to handle your own.
I would say that, like, despite how pretty clean the second portion of the exams are, I think I do prefer the Force of Death better in an actual situation. In the sense that, like, I mean, it doesn't feel like much of a test, or more so it's an objective. And the fact that they had to have, like, these two types of scrolls they had to, like, get from other people. And not to mention Orochimaru was mixed into all that, so that didn't really help out.
You can't mix Orochimaru into, oh, well, it was a better test because of that. Granted, it was a better test because of that. But at the same time, that's just like, let's throw the Hokage in there. Have him in the mix.
Dude, like, second exam, everyone's just, like, going in. One of them sees Naruto. He's like, oh, no. And he just says, the end is near. Everyone throwing kunai straight to the head, like, come on.
You know, it'd be an even better, Chunin Exams.
Just get Naruto into the mix.
Chunin Exams. It's your It is everyone in the exam, everyone who's taking the exam versus Team 7. Anyone left standing passes. What is the thing called?
Sasano?
Yeah, the Sasano Kurama armor.
Mm-hmm.
With fucking Sakura in the fist.
He just...
You just see the big ass fist coming in, and you hear, I
don't think the Kurama would survive that even. Yeah, it was really good. I loved how they were able to, like, keep pace of these two, and also just kind of be aware of everything that's happening, especially, like, with Gaara. I'm glad that Gaara was actually, like, someone who was targeted, because it felt like in the episode before all this 55, it just felt like, oh, they're just after A-Tails and Naruto. That's it. No, Gaara got shot, and the guy. And he's like a totally new character. He fish took Gaara's chakra.
Yeah.
Oh,
through the sand.
Yeah, and we know, like, that sand can really harden up, like, even without, like, gold or anything like that. It's something else. And to kind of just highlight the fact that those guys are still a threat, but they make reason to continue the exams no matter what.
Yeah.
It does make a little bit more sense and keeps the threat ever so high, but also the fact that we can't stop the plot.
And the reasoning behind it is great too. It's like, we're already on thin ice. If any of us show any sign of weakness, the old schoolers might fucking take that as an opportunity to break the peace.
Mm-hmm. So,
especially in the freaking Mist Village.
Yeah, especially. Next episode is going to be the whole, I guess, third round. Maybe? I think at the most they could just split it off into two for the final.
With the pacing so far, I think it's going to be 2 episodes, but they can fit it into 1. It's entirely possible.
It is possible, considering like how well they're handling it now.
Especially considering that they handled like this entire arc in an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
We're already over budget in terms of the movie length.
Yeah, we're dealing with a first round, and it's not going to be like Boruto versus Shigadai like immediately. So there's definitely going to be that first round. All right, I guess that's pretty much it. All right, we'll just end it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to know more about discussions on Boruto, be sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe. There's also the subscriber bell button. Hit that, and you'll be notified when we upload these videos by the minute. And also support our Patreon. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. #bye, everyone.
Had to get that water sign.